Well, we are on hiatus from Titans, waiting for the conclusion of Season 4. And while the fate of the show is up in the air, Nightwing himself is very optimistic about the future and his chances to bring Dick Grayson to life on the big screen. Both on the small screen as well as maybe part of James Gunn's new DCU? Let's break it all down. Well, Titans was originally launched as part of that very short-lived DC Universe streaming service. And it's an understatement to say there was a ton of excitement amongst Titans fans. We just made it to the midpoint of Season 4, and we have about a month and a half before the show takes off again. What the future holds in store for Titans is nearly impossible to say, particularly while DC Studios, James Gunn, and Peter Safran are mapping out the future of the DCU and their 10-year plan. Now, we do know specifically from James and Peter that this plan is going to encompass a very large world of film, television, animation, and video games, which suggests that many shows like Titans or Superman and Lois could be phased out or even integrated into the process. Now, a lot of people are pretty big fans of Brenton Thwaites' Dick Grayson. We've seen him evolve from Robin into the full Nightwing persona over the 4 seasons, and I have to say he's probably one of the highlights of the show and an absolute fan favorite. Now, recently he did an interview with SFX magazine, and the actor was asked if he would like to bring Nightwing to the big screen as part of James Gunn's DCU. This is what he had to say. "I have thoughts about it. I would love to do that. It's not up to me. It's up to Warner Brothers. Things at Warner Brothers are changing quite drastically. Their next slate of films could be really exciting. We just have to wait and see. It would be a great honor to bring Nightwing to the big screen. If we were to do that, and if there were a bit of money behind a film version of Nightwing, it would be one of the greatest superhero stories out there." Now, if you remember correctly, there was a Nightwing movie in development for a bit of time, and it was going to be directed by the Lego Batman movie director, Chris McKay. Like dozens of other DC movie plans, that ultimately fell to the wayside. And sadly, we've never seen Nightwing manifest on the big screen. Even in Zack Snyder's universe, there were really no plans for Dick Grayson. If you remember correctly, it has been confirmed that D-Face costume spotted in the Batcave in Dawn of Justice actually belonged to Grayson, not Jason Todd. And there was absolutely no mentions or even teases of Nightwing in any of those storyboard sequels we saw coming or we covered many months ago. Now, honestly, for me, I love Brenton as Nightwing. The character in the show is done pretty well, and I can't really think of another actor who could take up the part of Dick Grayson and fit the look as good visually. Thwaites has been part of a lot of other big movies too. If you remember correctly, he was in the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise, which is no small feat unto itself. Now, honestly, I think whatever James Gunn and Peter Safran are forming up, it absolutely will include Nightwing. Whether it's the Brenton version, we're gonna have to wait and see. Honestly, there's not many stories in the DC Universe that are better than the coming-of-age tale that is Dick Grayson. Fans of the character, especially older fans of the character, really have embraced the life-changing aspect of how this character works. We followed Grayson from his childhood as Robin into his adulthood where he became Nightwing, and even seen him evolve fully into his own man, even becoming Batman for a short period of time in the comics. Now, obviously, all these characters in the new DC Universe are completely undefined, but there's absolutely no chance that James Gunn and Peter Safran don't have some ideas for Nightwing, but we're going to have to wait and see what they do, probably going to be a couple of months out. Now, the future of Titans is still also up in the air, and is likely to be heavily influenced by this new 10-year plan. I hate to say it, but if I'm making any bets, I do believe Titans will be over with after this season, and we're going to probably have to look to the future to see the character in live action once again, and more than likely, that will not be Brenton. Now, obviously, we're going to cover everything DCU, Titans, and that 10-year plan on this channel. So if you want to get all the updates and news, make sure you hit that like, subscribe button, and we'll bring them to you right away. But until we know more, I gotta know what you guys think. How do you feel about Brenton Thwaites potentially moving over to the DCU as Nightwing? And if not, who would you like to see take up the role of Dick Grayson in the future? Tell me what you think in the comments below. If you like this video, make sure you hit like, click subscribe, and if you don't ring that bell, you won't get any updates. Peace.